So proud of this group that just continues to fight and scratch and claw and just get it done. And the end of the day, it's what do you do with the last possession? And the defense, gave up some yards. And, Dak Prescott, George Pickens had a great day. Got to give the Cowboys a lot of credit for the offense that they produced today. But the defense came through for us when we needed it. And to get us the ball back, give us another chance to get down there, get into field goal range right there. And for Ryan to hit his first career game winner was amazing because it just ties the whole group in. Everybody had to do their part right there at the end to win this game. So I'm so proud the way the team keeps coming together to find good football when we need it.
It's slowly but surely becoming a really down show out here in Charlotte, obviously. Did you feel any extra motivation or extra hype from him going in facing his former team?
Just looked like the same guy last week. Ran with violence, had a plan, a man on a mission that wants to make yards and really just take our schemes and make them come alive. And, he'd be up here. First thing he would say is give credit to the offensive line, the tight ends for blocking, the wide receivers involved in all that to create another successful day on the ground. But, I'm sure he's human. I'm sure there's emotions for him coming from his former team and all that. So I will acknowledge that part of it. But I didn't see a difference from what he did last week. I just saw great execution and great attitude when he ran the ball.
Ryan has to make from 55. What are the considerations on 4th and 4 at the 40 there?
Yeah, big time considerations. Having the confidence to let Ryan take a shot at that one. We had the wind in that situation right there, and 4th and 4. I certainly was trying to find opportunities to get another drive, to get another series, knowing we were playing a really good offense and they were going to find some opportunities, but wanted to give him that shot right there. And I'm so glad he came through for us.
No, I mean at the end.
What's that?
He already has the make. You decide to go for it on 4th and 4.
Oh, right. Yeah, flip that. So wind in her face right there, and got to make a decision on whether we want to try a really long one that might not be in our favor. Wanted to put the ball in Bryce's hands, get us another first down right there. And he did a great job of finding Hunter right there on the inside for the completion and allowed us to finish the game off right there.
Hey, how did you feel about Bryce's game management today? Obviously, he got off to a pretty quick start. You faced some adversity, but I didn't have to watch the film. But in terms of how you think he handled the game out there today, what do you think?
I thought he was great, better and better just in terms of the communication with the guys. It's a lot of hard work. These guys have been working together, working on things in practice, as we continue to challenge the group, and they took to that. We had to take a couple of timeouts there at the end. There were some substitution things. I had to make a really critical decision to use those timeouts to make sure that we were settled so we could have our best group out there for the concepts that we had practiced. And I don't want to use those timeouts in that situation, but for me it felt like I needed to settle the group in. Let's get our best call, and then we ended up executing there.
You guys went empty on that 4th down play call.
I'm sorry. So go ahead.
You guys went empty on that 4th down play call. Can you talk about what decision that went into that?
On which one?
On the 4th down.
At the end?
To Hunter at the end, yeah.
Yeah, again, it was just, it was going to be a long kick, and we were looking at, we had a little bit of a headwind. And so I wanted to put the ball in Bryce's hands, be able to see and evaluate what they were doing from a defensive standpoint. He had two great options on the left with Hunter and with T-Mac over there, and found a completion for us. It was a critical down, and those are the types of plays that I love when Bryce comes through for us right there and give him a chance to affect the game.
Dave, T-Mac had the early drop that led to the interception.
Yeah.
You come back down to him. We talked about it all week, the lack of touchdowns, and he scores 2 big touchdowns in this game. What have you seen about his resilience, just when he makes a mistake, how he's able to bounce back?
Yeah, he's a really focused player, and he just goes to the next play. High confidence player who knows he's going to make that play, and the catch was a little bit away from him. I've seen him make that. He'll be the first one to tell you, I can make that play, and the Cowboys turned that around and got a big gain off of the interception. But get the guy down and just give us one more chance, see if we can affect them and keep them out of the end zone. But the way that he just responded, the way he bounced back, this is time on task. This is conversations between him and Bryce all throughout this season of just fine-tuning the different routes and the landmark we're expected to be at, how we adjust on things, and that really showed up on 2 plays of plays that we've been working on that those guys have been talking about. If they play this, I want you to respond this way. If they play this one, find space here, and that's the type of chemistry that we have to continue to grow.
Hey, how much of their play action is really coming to play the last 2
Yeah.
weeks? How much is that Rico? Just how much is that just because the running game's working in general?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great point. When the run game gets going, it creates space in the back half, and we didn't hit all of them, but we had some good production down the field. We had some good production on our check downs as well. Even the screen to Leggett that we had, it presents itself like a deep shot in that situation when you get past the 50, and he was able to bite out a big chunk of yards for us right there.
Dave, the Panthers haven't been 500 at this late in the season or at all since week 10 4 years ago. I know you have bigger goals than that, but are you getting to that point and going forward what does that say about where you guys are in your building?
It's a group commitment to the process and the way that we practice, the way that we study, the way that we talk to each other, and the type of effort that we ask for in our practices. It leads to good results. And there's got to be a trust in this process that it will lead to good things. If you just show up and give us everything you have when you're in this building, when you walk in these doors, it leads to improvement. That's what we're looking for, progress. We're looking for improvement in all areas, and we're seeing that. We're seeing groups work together to be able to come away with the full team win right there was really amazing, and it allows me to just double down on the fact that this process works. If we stay together, we continue to just bravely and courageously look at the mistakes that we've made and correct them. This is a group that's just continuing to get better each week.
Dave, as you said, this was Ryan's first walk-off. Do you go, is he one of those guys that you go check on right before he goes out there? Do you leave him alone? What was he like before he went out there?
Yeah, just honestly, just the normal course of action for me is I don't really typically go and check with the kickers and as they're going out onto the field, I'm kind of just collecting my thoughts about what happened, what's the scenario. There's a lot of conversations happening. Just want to give him his space to be locked in, and he came through for us in a big way today.
Dave, how,
Deserves a lot of credit. Can you speak to the offensive line, specifically the makeshift right side, and how they did to open up the hole?
Yeah, Brady was consistent. He was great again for us. Josh Nyman did a fantastic job today. I got to watch the film to see how that all graded out. But as far as I saw, with the run game and the pass protection, there was enough time for us to get our passes gone. And the run game certainly showed up again. So I'm so proud of Josh, the way he stepped in when we asked him to, and really responded.
how important was that final possession of the first half? 17-10, you end up with the field goal, but Dallas scores more points, I think, than anybody in that situation. It felt like you were knowing you had the ball to start the second half. It felt like a critical possession in how you managed it.
Absolutely, going into the locker room, and we tried to mess that up. Talked to Xavier about the lateral right there in that situation. It's just something that's outside of what we need to do. I think actually Rico was calling for the ball, so Rico kind of came up to me and was like, "Coach, that was on me." So I was just like, "Guys, don't make stuff up. Like let's just play our football. Let's just advance the ball, get us into a better field goal situation, so we can take advantage of the plays that led into it, And so, but it was a good way for me to just remind the group, just do your job. It'll be enough. And if they beat us, they make great plays. George Pickens made some amazing plays today. We got to give them credit where credit is due. The defense made it hard on us at the end, and we had a 3-and-out right there, right before the touchdown drive, and Dallas's defense made some adjustments and made it hard for us right there. But we just have to continue to just execute the little things over and over.
You guys are on the little things. Eddie and Trevor at the end
Yep.
looked like he obviously went down and Dallas was trying to make him score.
Yep.
So who told him to do that, or what's kind of the little thing there that you?
Yeah, Bryce was all over it. We had a timeout somewhere in there. Dallas called a timeout. He came over. He was like, okay, I'm telling these guys first down, get down. This is something we practice. Coach George Lee, presents us with different scenarios in our walkthroughs where we get to hit our 2-minute situations and a half in the game, and also 4-minute situations just like that. We practiced that 2 weeks ago, getting into a 4-minute situation where this is a first down, get down type of deal. And Trevor came off the field and said, the next time that happens, you guys are going to have to run off the field and tackle me because I really would like to score my first touchdown. So, but it was well executed. It was well blocked. He got down, gave us a chance to run the clock out and then win the game walking off.
You guys are on a roll with Rico running the ball, but how do you anticipate everything still working together when Chuba comes back and mixing everyone in?
That's a great question. We're going to figure that part out, but I know Rico is doing a great job, and he will be a part of what we're doing. Thank you, Coach. Thank you.